What went through your head when you saw Sweet hitting the flat tire?
When's mine gonna happen? That's always this year, man. It's happened so many times. Beginning of the year, Virginia, running third and blew a tire going on the backstretch in a rubber race, and just a lot of things have happened where I've cut a tire or something like that. You know, leading races, being close to lead races, and I just thought for sure it was gonna happen to me. And I don't know if he ran over something, but I feel like I got up in the shit more than he had, and so I figured if he was gonna cut a tire, I probably would too. But then of course you don't want to be super low when you got to run the rubber like that because it would eat up the tires some more. But yeah, I was just thinking, you know, I tried to felt mine out just to make sure it wasn't happening to me, and at that point I just knew I needed to run 21 good laps, and it worked out.
You were battling for the lead pretty early on. Were you worried about that, about how much tire you're using on?
Yeah, because I knew I slid across more than he did, and probably more than the guys behind me, but I knew I needed to get the lead if it was going to take rubber to be able to control the race and things like that. But just couldn't ever quite get clear of him, and then there for a little bit I didn't know if I was going to take rubber. Then I kind of moved down in 3 once and started to get more grip than what I had before, so I knew at that point you just kind of go into conserve mode and once the laps tick down, and they could not tick down quick enough. I think we got 5 to go, and those were the longest 5 laps I think I've ever drove in my life.
Did you have any idea how close David was at the end?
No idea. I knew he got to the outside of me there in 3 and 4 with like 2 to go or whatever, and knew I needed to pick it up just a little bit because I was still running pretty slow just to make sure. So I knew I had a little left in the tank, and I hadn't got really any tire shake yet, so I knew my tire was not in good shape, obviously, but it was in better shape than what I needed to finish the race. So it's just insane.
So you're a guy that has a lot of experience, like in Silver Crown and stuff, doing races like this. Do you think any of that experience paid off trying to keep the car straight?
Absolutely. You know, won a Hoosier 100 a couple years ago. You know, been at DeCoin, Springfield, all the places that you know you run the rubber, and you got to make it 100 laps. And so, yeah, I think you know being having the career I've had up to this point, being able to run a whole bunch of different race cars and all different types of surfaces, especially the Silver Crowns on the rubber, it definitely didn't hurt me today at all. But still, you never know. It's, anything can happen, especially in these races. I really was hoping that nobody started blowing tires because restarts, in the rubber get really tricky. So luckily that didn't happen, and we're here talking to you.
Anyone else?
Can you describe the emotions coming out in turn 4, knowing that you got this?
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. It's just excitement. Excitement's probably the biggest word, and I saw everybody stand up, and that's something you dream about as a kid. You know, I've watched a lot of these races on TV, and I've been in Knoxville, and I was there, seeing all the crowds when they go crazy when people like this win, and you never think that in your dream you think it's going to be you, but very often does it ever actually happen. So the fact that it happened today, that it really sank in once we cleared the scales and we went back on the track and turned out of the pit gate there, and everyone cheered again, and that really that got me. That got my tears flowing a little bit. I had to soak them back in before I got on top of that wing.
So now you have to do this all over again tonight.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to kind of bring yourself back down?
I have no idea, honestly. This is by far the biggest win in my career. I don't even think I've won over $12,000 before. So, let alone a crown jewel event like this. So, I know my guys are going to be hard at work getting their dial back in.
Get the next one.
I'll try my damnedest to get myself mentally prepared again to do it again. But I think obviously we got a really good race car, and we'll see what we can do for the 37th annual.
Tyler, sorry I missed the first part. Sweet's tire went down. How concerned were you there, and how much were you conserving there? I noticed the wing looked like it was downward, so you wouldn't miss the rubber.
Yeah, no, I was concerned. Obviously, I've been in a lot of situations this year where I've been on the other side of that. So, I felt mine out and felt it was still up, and nobody was telling me that it was flat. So, at that point, I knew I just needed to run 21 good laps. Find exactly where the rubber was for somebody else did. It wasn't full lock down there for the first few laps after the restart, and then finally started. David showed me the nose in 3 and 4 there, and I knew I needed to be a little bit lower. So, definitely nerve-wracking for sure, as you never know. This is anything can happen. Like I was just telling him, I was really glad there wasn't a bunch of yellows at the end, because that's when tires start popping. They cool back down and get low, and so luckily it went green and checkered there after the first, I don't know when Lockheed blew a tire there. So yeah, this is Oh, I keep saying it's just insane. I shouldn't be doing this, and we're doing it, so this is freaking cool.
Did you know how close gravel was there at the end?
No,
I mean,
no
last
idea.
lap or two, did you hear him?
I saw him one time on the outside of me in 3 and 4, but at that point I wasn't looking at the screen, I wasn't looking at anything, I was looking at the rubber just to make sure I hit it, and that's it. At that point you're running your own race, you let him do his thing.
Walk us through what you were thinking. Like you said, this is the biggest win of your career. You've won big races. I've seen you, but this is big, and you're suddenly leading the King's Royal.
Yeah, this is
And what was going through your mind? What were you thinking?
don't screw up.
Did it feel like you would think it would feel, or were you?
Honestly, I was way more calm than I thought I ever would be. You play these situations in your head, just like a kid playing basketball. How many times do you take the game-winning shot of Game 7 of the NBA Finals? And, in your head, like as a race car driver, you run your heads through all the situation of, leading the Knoxville National, or leading the King's Royal, the National Open, things like that. Those go through your head. But like I said earlier, let alone very few times does it actually ever get to happen. And it's up to you in those situations to make it happen, and we did that.
The lap traffic when you're in a rubber down race like that, how'd you approach that? Because when you're up on lap cars, there's nowhere to go, but you managed to get by McHugh.
Yeah, luckily Lockie, missed it there in 2, so I gassed it up just to make sure I got by him. But Paulie was, setting a pretty good pace, and he was going a little faster than I wanted to go. So I knew if I could just keep the gap that I wanted with Paulie there, I was going to be all right. And I would watch the TV every now and then just to see where guys were at, and listening to. And then David got close to me there in 3 and 4, and I knew those last couple laps I needed to pick up the pace because, like I said, I didn't have any tire shakes, so I knew I still had enough tire to pick it up just a little bit. Whew. Gosh dang.
When you started this whole wing deal, it was kind of paved by the spirit of like Brian Clausen. So if he was here right now with you, what do you think he would?
I think he'd be pretty damn happy. I think he'd probably be in the same situation himself as a driver. I think he was just coming into his own on the wing side of things, and but all this is in honor of him. And hopefully the least we're doing is making him proud and representing him the way he wants to be represented.
It's a specialty you have Kenny Jacobs with the crown on your head?
Oh, 100%. It's a mouse, man. That's cool. That's I've gotten to talk to Kenny over the last couple of years. He came up to me, I think one of the nominating races here, just told me I had ball in the steel or something like that. When you get a guy like Kenny telling you that, it makes you feel pretty good, and it's cool to have especially an Ohio legend, put the crown on for my first one.